To Educator.com. In this lesson, we're going to be putting the files together, and it's going to be a two-part lesson here. But the first part here, we're going to just basically set up the home page, also known as the index page, and just get the box model set up so we can start seeing what the site's going to look like from what our previous design plans were. Okay. So here we're going to be using Adobe Dreamweaver and getting a little more familiar with like what the power of Dreamweaver is and how it really can help you out, as well as stylizing the sheets using CSS and using the HTML5 markup. We definitely want to make sure that as you go through this, it's definitely we're using one type of setup here, but the basic idea behind it is to follow along, practice as you go with Dreamweaver or any other web editor that you can use. It's totally fine. We're just using the Adobe software just because it's so widely used in the industry. Okay, so what we basically have here, I already imported in a few of the things already, just like the image and stuff, and I'll go back through how we actually do all this with Dreamweaver, and then we're going to go basically go back and forth between a CSS file and your HTML and CSS text editor, just that Dreamweaver has to go through and see these changes as they happen. Okay. All right, so what we do have is this is what we originally have. I have imported in. It doesn't look anything like we have, except for maybe a couple graphics. But we actually need to format this, and really CSS is going to be the vehicle that actually does that for you. Okay. Okay, let's open up this Dreamweaver. Okay. Now and this is we're looking at the design view of Dreamweaver, and it has a split view and a code view. So you'll be seeing me go between code view and design view, and then I'll be refreshing in the browser. And we're going to have some files here. The custom CSS files, what we're going to be using is what I already put a lot of the code in, and I'll kind of explain what's going on here. Definitely, this lesson is intermediate level. It's not definitely beginners. You want to take your CSS classes and some basic HTML, have some understanding of what this stuff is. It's pretty much repetitious. You see it over and over and over, and it becomes really easy after you've seen it a few times. But what we're going to do is definitely go in and set this up to put the content in. So let's start now with the actual source. So this is what you're seeing right now. It's just a bunch of text. Nothing's really formatted. And now I did link the style sheet here with Dreamweaver. This basically is affecting this file up here. Anything I change in here, it's linked to this document, and it's going to just change the content. Okay. So as you start off, one thing you need to remember, this is the HTML5 markup here. What Dreamweaver does is it actually puts in the HTML4 markup, which is a little bit longer. So this is just the 5. That's something you want to set up. Either or will work. So don't, if you don't do it right away, it's not a big deal. Only if you're going to take advantage of what HTML5 has to offer. Okay, so what we basically have here is the basic markup. These are all HTML tags, your basic tags. Dreamweaver, when it opens up, it actually puts them in there for you. It's just the standard. You're going to have your doc type, your head tag, meta, title, and actually puts the styles in now with the newer versions. And it gives you a body. And it gives you your closing tags up down here. So the // if you've taken classes before, is your closing tag. So anything that opens with a tag has to have a closing in order to be affected, and it has to live within those tags. So and you got to keep them in order as well. So like you can't have an HTML tag and then you'd have your body opening. you couldn't put HTML closing before you put it against body. So it has to kind of like, you got 1 1 and then 2 2 with inside and 3 3. So it has to be nested inside each other properly without breaking the order. Or else you're going to have a lot of weird errors and stuff won't show up.